It is only 29 minutes, and he does only have a 300 plus farm, so it's not like insane. So I'm guessing, he's kind of like, because in this role he's sort of like falling into a carry role at the moment, so he doesn't have that much damage on him at the moment. Just really needs to farm a little bit more before he can really lay that much damage out. At the moment, we have Bubbles. Just going back to Bubbles, has bottled a regen rune. So it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do anything with it. Bubbles has picked up that portkey, but nothing else besides steam boots to go with it. It is rolling over into the 30-minute mark at the moment. Just checking on Puppet Master. Puppet Master's still with the Alk Bones, Shroud, and Whispering Helm. How much money is he sitting on? He's sitting on 2,300 gold, so I don't know, maybe he's trying to save it. No, wait, no, he's got a Mighty Blade, so you're right. You were talking about him getting a Shrunken Head. I'm guessing he's probably going to pick up the Warhammer and then the recipe in a sec, once he gets around to that. But definitely Magnus needs to desperately pick up that portkey, because they really need him to land some good ults to really ruin this Legion team. And at the moment he is sitting on 1,600 gold, so he's getting there barely. And it should also be noted, Puppet Master now up to 2,800 gold. But also Chipper, Roger Dodger, is on 2,500 gold. So where is he? He's in the mid lane. He has picked up a Gnome's Wisdom. I don't know, maybe he's also saving up for an Acolyte's Staff. Although honestly, I would be trying to buy up a Staff of Mask, because that once you add that crippling, that slow is absolutely crippling. I would love to see him pick up that Staff of the Master and really just lay out some damage. But at the moment, I'm not sure what he's saving up for at the moment. But he has bottled a double damager, and just seeing the Legion just doing a bit of warding by the obelisk there. Andromeda still with a sweet bugger all, which is to be expected from the role she's been playing. Really, both teams looks like they're feeling fairly defensive. Both teams just getting their farm, although it looks like the Legion are pushing up a little bit, although no, they're ducking back in the jungle, still a little bit more farming. Witchslayer with a refreshing ornament, looks like he's trying to pick up an Astrolabe, always a nice buy for Witchslayer, just a good support, just a good all-round support item. Does have a smaller AoE range than Dota. I think Dota's range is much huger, it's like 750 units compared to the, approximately I think it's 250 in HoN, but definitely much bigger in Dota, but still a good item on him. And the gold and experience deficit, 6,000. The Hellborn team, Zenith Gaming, are down by a good 6,000 experience and down by a good 5.7 thousand gold. So they are struggling a little bit as the game wears on. With Behemoth also picking up a Mighty Blade. I'm just wondering what he's trying to pick up at the moment. If you were Behemoth, you've got your Blink Dagger, you bought a Mighty Blade, what would you be going for, Fives?
Yeah, it's going to be a BKB. I don't know if I agree with that. Like, it doesn't stop silence, as far as I'm aware. So I don't know why he picked up with that. I probably would have gotten like a Spell Shards or something like that. Yeah?
I think he's getting it so he can blink, so Vindicator's aura doesn't screw him over. That would be my guess.
Doesn't it work? It works on BKB, doesn't it?
No, I'm pretty sure that the ult does, but I'm pretty sure the aura doesn't.
Oh, okay. Well, if it doesn't, then that's
then
a
again,
valid pickup.
I've been wrong. I've argued with you and been wrong before, so yeah.
I don't know. Well, if it, yeah, I suppose it could still be good to stop bubbles and bubble silence. It would be good to stop. I guess would be one thing, but probably like a spell shards or something. If you get like a spell shards on Behemoth, then just spell shards on heroes like Magnus or Behemoth, like they don't get farmed for a reason, because when they get farmed, they're just like OP. Yeah, so that's probably what I would have gone, or something like a Frostfield plate. But the fact that he's 217 in GPM on Behemoth, who's like notoriously hard to farm with, is a really, really good sign for Endzone, because a farmed Behemoth can really, really mess up the other team. As well as that, chicanery on Aluna is nearly beating out, as we see Bubbles initiating, only getting the kelp field onto Chipper and just getting taken down, but Magnus managed to get an ulti off. Still, the positioning on the Hellborn team's not ideal. Magnus doesn't really take anyone down with his ulti. Lockstone manages to take down chicanery on Aluna, and then big ulti placement by Chipper, but Vindicator managed to push himself out, but not before he doesn't get taken out by Class on Flint, and I feel that was about as good a team fight as Zenith is going to get this game.
No,
it just wasn't enough.
Screwed that fight up, to be honest. Like Magnus blink, like he's got his blink portal key finally, but he gets the ult off and then blinks in on top of a Flint Beastwood who has a BKB up, and really did switch.
Exactly.
That was really. I mean, I guess he shift queued, but he you could see the BKB was already up. Really should have cancelled the and done something else.
Yeah, and Bubbles going, as we see Puppet running in and just showing how much of a good hero he is and just trashing Roger Dodger on Chipper. He might be, like, Vindicator and Puppet are pretty much their only hopes, because we saw before Bubbles just go in and just get destroyed by Flint and by Chipper. See, here's why Puppet's OP, if you'll have a look at it. Oh, dodges the star!
Ooh, Swap comes out, and the Aurora, although the Bish are good for him, the Comet comes out, and the Hex, he is going out. Bye-bye, pops him into an early grave.
Down.
Yep. There's also Vindicator picking up a Mighty Blade. I'm also guessing he's going for a Shrunken Head. That would be my guess, as the amount of magic damage the Legion team can put out is quite ferocious indeed. But it looks like they're going for a Kong attempt. Puppet Master does have the lifesteal, so I guess, although Luna has scouted them out with the Meccana Stick just whizzing across my screen there. But the Legion team, not enough players up really to deal with this at the moment, although it looks like Puppet Master is having trouble taking it. They're going to have to rotate over to Bubbles, although I'm not sure if Bubbles can manage this either. He's taking a ton of damage. If Luna can throw another stick in, she might get a kill if they keep this up. Although Vindicator now switching over to Vindicator to tank, and they are going to take this token, although, no, they give it to Vindicator. I figured they would have given it to Puppet, but Vindicator takes the token. I don't know. Maybe they're worried about Vindicator getting focused down and then not having his ult during a fight. What's your take on that?
That's pretty good, because Vindicator, in one way of looking at it, is just kind of like a totem that stops people around him from casting spells. And if that is basically indestructible, then you can just have him, like, the thing with Vindicator is he's frail, but he needs to be, like, around lots of heroes to stop them from casting and just be a mega annoyance. So if you can give him the token and enable him to run in first and be a bit more present in team fights, then that could definitely be a good thing. And as well, Lock Shadow on Puppet Master has a Shroud and a Shrunken Head, so he's not going to have any difficulties getting himself to where he wants to be in team fight. So I think putting him on Vindicator isn't the worst choice in the world.
Fair enough. Also should be noted that Class has managed to finish a what do you have on it? He had a Geometer's Bane and a Shrunken Head, so he is getting relatively farmed up now. And he is also sitting on another good 2,000 gold in the bank. So I'm guessing didn't go for that Frostburn. Maybe he's just going to try and build the Shrunken Head from scratch now. Maybe he might go for something else a little bit different. I don't know. We have seen a few item changes in the damage item department. Could be interesting to see what he decides to finish up with. But Bubbles, going over to Bubbles at the moment, he's sitting on 2,600 gold, 2,600 gold. I'm guessing he's saving up for an Acolyte staff. That's the only thing I could see him going for. Maybe trying to get a Sheep or a Frostfield or something. That's my guess anyway. Andromeda has opted to pick up... she's level 11 with no levels in Dimensional Link, interestingly enough. I figured she would have picked that up for Puppet Master, just trying to amplify his criticals a little bit more. But opting for stats instead. I'm guessing she just thought that she was getting smashed down a little bit too fast, a little bit too vulnerable to the amount of nuke that's on the table. I don't know. Is that your take?
Yeah, I would have gotten Dimensional Link. It's what, 36% at level 4 to base damage, and if on heroes like Vindicator and Puppet Master, that's pretty valuable. So yeah, stats as the alternative. Although he's only got 1 level in stats. But you know, he could have only gotten level 2 Comet or something and put a few more levels in Dimensional Link, because it really is, you don't really notice it. It's not like apparent all the time, but it's just like a handy bonus to have for your whole team to be 36% more lethal. Yeah, so I probably would have gotten a Dimensional Link.
I don't know, maybe his reasoning was he had to buy too many wards, couldn't afford, because he really has shit all. He has no braces, he has nothing. He's got a Chalice and Striders, and that's it. Because he has been buying a ton of wards for his team. Magnus, of course, being given every opportunity to try and farm that portkey, which he has now. Maybe we'll see Magnus step up and help out with the warding, and let Andromeda bulk up a little bit. She is getting torn to shit during fights, sitting on 940 HP. That team against her really just causes absolute hell for her. But we're still waiting for, I think it's Zenith Gaming to unpause at the moment.
I think I might have an issue. People asking for an admin, so the big man has to step.
Oh dear. Okay. So anyway,
hold on.
While you deal with that, I'll just keep talking shit. But just looking at the creep score, at the moment we have Aluna really has quite rocketed her score up. She has caught up quite a good deal, up to 390 GPM. She's up to 181 creep, which is really quite good news. Class is on 210. While we've got Bubbles on 130, and then Lock Shadow playing Puppet Master on 194. So really, that Luna, considering she was up against a trial in the early game, she's really caught all the way up. She's up to 181 creep kills, whereas Puppet Master is only 13. Oh, sorry, even she's only 13. He's only 13 creep kills ahead of him. And when the early game advantage Puppet Master had, that is definitely quite important to remember. Also, Luna Chicanery is on 5 and 1 and 10, so he's definitely much further ahead in the kills department and the team fights department. Of course, Endzone being victorious in those last several team fights, really ripping a new one in Zenith's lineup, just tearing them asunder. But still, we are just waiting for this issue to be resolved, which I have no idea. Oh, okay. So they're worried about triple hex. They're worried about item restrictions. And we do have a ruling. There is no limit on items in the Cybergamer by Cybergamer rules. So we might see a triple hex as Fives calls out get 5. Finally, we're unpausing. So Fives, of course, in some leagues we have item restrictions. One of the more noticeable things is a limit on 2 hexes, or 2 storm spirits per team in this game. But I know that was actually the case for the Cybergame for quite some time. But they've just have they recently lifted that restriction?
Yeah, it's stupid. Like, it's kind of one of those rules, like the you can't block behemoth creeps in base rule, or like those really stupid old like Dota rules that were from so long ago that they're so irrelevant and pointless and stupid that yeah, like it's just from competitions and stuff that just copy and paste their rule sets and never update them. Like, I don't understand why there would need to be external restriction on those items. Like, as if they're overpowered, then the developers will see to it that they're nerfed. Like, if you're being able to farm more than 2 hexes on your team, then like that's fine. I don't see then, you know,
the other team
it's
must have done
stupid.
something.
I don't understand why it would ever be a rule. Yeah. So yeah, it was a Cybergamer rule for a while, but it was removed with we had a few rule set amendments after the admin team reshuffle, and I think that was the one of the rules to get the boot.
So we've got Puppet Master still sitting on 3.8 thousand. Oh, I just missed a flight in the middle. Behemoth going down here, and Andromeda sneaking away with a port, and a Chipper also getting taken out. So ouch. As we've also got Chipper has opted to pick up puzzle box minions with Nolt coming out. Here it goes, bang, slamming. Oh, Witch Slayer also coming, almost taking him out. Oh, he would be spewing. He would be absolutely spewing.
That was just Legion getting caught with their pants down. Basically, it was just Chipper and Behemoth in mid, chilling, having a sesh, and then Andromeda and Magnus and Bubbles just walk up and just take him out easy as you please. It wasn't. I couldn't really call that a team fight. It was just kind of. I don't know if Legion team were asleep or they didn't notice Andro, but yeah. But they make up for it by taking out Lock Shadow at top. So good time.
Yes, their Tea Party just got crashed in the end there on the Witch Slayer. Oh, didn't follow up that kill. Could have had it so easy, just one more attack, but fired the shot and then backed off. And in the end, Doomdriver sneaking away, just laughing his pants off all the way, just porting out. Again, Andromeda roaming through this jungle. They are blind at the moment. They have no wards up, although they're putting some up here. Just watching that mid lane there, and also putting up a counter ward there. Just looking for some Andromeda doing some more warding in the enemy jungle. Looks like she's just trying to find a farmer so her team can pick them off and push. But at the moment, just looking at this lineup, which late game do you favour?
Lineups.
Well, lineups and the way that the game's been going at the moment.
Yeah. Hellborn. But it's like, I don't want to. Yeah, it's difficult because in the way the team fights have been going, that Luna is just like an enormous presence. Chipper is like they're not being able to stop Chipper getting his ulti off. Like we said they had a Vindicator and stuff like that, but he's just like his effectiveness hasn't been reduced as drastically as I thought it would have been. And Flint is just getting a fantastic farm, which is good for him. But Lock Shadow picked up his Symbol of Rage, and they have a Vindicator. So I still think I'm going to maintain that the later this game goes, the worse it gets for the Legion team. But if they can get like good initiations with Behemoth and Witch Slayer and Luna, then I think they'll have a good shot at team fights. But at the moment, team fights are pretty much invariably going the way of Legion. So yeah, but in the way it's going, I think Hellborn have the better late.
Also, speaking of late game, Bubbles is working his way towards that Hex, which will help him out immensely, having that extra disable. In fact, he is very close to it. He is sitting at 130 gold, so he's about 700 shy from a Hex. He has the Blessed Orb, he has the Acolyte Staff. And they were worried about having more than 2 Hex, so they must have a third person trying to build it then, obviously, if they were worried about more than 2 Hex. Of course, Vindicator has already picked up his Hex. But Magnus, I don't know, maybe they're trying to... What's Magnus on? He's sitting on 1900 gold, so maybe he's saving up for one as well. I guess, maybe? But which...
Yeah, or Puppet Master? I don't know.
Oh yeah, okay, maybe Puppet Master, although he has spent all his money on that Symbol of Rage, so... Who knows? But Magnus... Oh, sorry, Behemoth has picked up his Warhammer. Oh, we're going to see a clash here. The focus buffer comes out on Witchslayer. Bubbles running into the fight. They're getting minimized, getting silenced by that stick, by the Hellfire, getting swapped by Andromeda though. Magnus ulting and doing a Lava Surge, but really not having all that much effect. Taking out Chipper quite nicely. No, not quite taking out Chipper. No, Chipper going down to another attack from Puppet Master, but really Andromeda going down. No, she managed to get out of that. I'm surprised she lived through that. But the Puzzle Box minions, I think they're level 2 at the moment. No, level 3. Behemoth coming in. Bang! That looked painful. And we're going to see Vindicator rezzing back into the fight here. Oh, just managed to pop that BK before the Graveyard takes him out. And now Behemoth in a lot of trouble here. Going to get run down. No, wait, no, come on, get him. There we go. Gets taken out by an Aurora of all things. Puppet Master now shrouding back, trying to fight. But the Legion team has backed off. So really, Hellborn really stepping back into that one. Andromeda somehow surviving that fight. I thought she got taken out there. She was really in the middle of that shit. And I thought she was going to get taken up in the end, managing to survive somehow. But Five's... definitely with that, although then again they did use the token to come through that, but do you think the Hellborn can still carry this through?
Yeah, I think they can carry this through. I think you noticed then when Vindicator came back, he was able to just turn on his BKB and do loads of damage to Flint Beastwood, and Flint Beastwood just had to retreat. As we see, Alona's picked up a Sheepstick, which is just fantastic. She's going to be such a force in this game with her massive red stun and her Hellflower and her Sheepstick. But I think that didn't go too badly for Endzone, that fight. Like they lost, but Behemoth did his job. He got a big ulti off. Roger Dodger nearly got killed. He got his ulti off on like no health. He got his puzzle box out on no health, and you know pretty much turned the fight around. So yeah, I wouldn't count Endzone out, but you know it's starting to look a bit worse for them as we see their XP. Difference has been breached in favour of the Hellborn. Now they've got 1,000 experience advantage, so it'll be interesting to see how this game pans out from here.
One problem I can see for Zenith Gaming, for Magnus in particular, is the fact that the amount of shrunken heads getting built on the other team is going to be problematic. Like, we saw him get that ult off last fight, but really all he did was kill Chipper after, like, really, like, ruin Chipper's HP, like, after he'd been effective, so it wasn't really all that much of a huge deal. The heroes he needed to get, like, you know, stop Behemoth from getting that ult, stop, Class from doing damage, he really didn't get to do, as we see Witchslayer get smashed there, absolutely dominated, then the Courier getting taken out. TDA 101 losing his stuff there. But at the moment, Puppet Master, oh, that looked painful. Behemoth ulting it on top of them. Could he see him? I'm not sure. The Bowie could. The Puppet Master, the Morlov was spotting him up, although didn't manage to follow him up there. But definitely the Legion team not, she's forced fairly easy. Ooh, not managed to hit anything with that stick throw there. Puppet Master sneaking one, very low HP. But we saw the Legion team lose their Courier there and lose some wards and stuff, but in the end, the Legion team managing to win that team fight there, taking out 3 of the enemy heroes and losing only Witchslayer in return. Unfortunately, TDA101 not watching his Courier very well and allowing it to get taken out by Andromeda and just auto-attack to death while hovered there. Maybe should have been paying a little bit more attention to it, especially since he was dead, but anyway. Aluna has picked up a... So yeah, see, this is my problem. Like, the amount... Like, Aluna has a shrunken head, Behemoth is working a shrunken head. Flint Beastwood has a shrunken head, you know. Really, Magnus doesn't have a whole lot of damage. Like, even if you can set off like an awesome ult, he's going to have a lot of trouble landing, like, just doing any damage because of the amount of shrunken heads just go high, you know. You're not going to do any damage now.
Yeah, in that last fight... like we were talking about how Magnus is useless. Andro can't really do anything either. Just before they were trying to cut Witchslayer off so they could get a 4 vs 5 going. He swapped Witchslayer, and then that's all they can do, which they got like a stun off or something, and then they still managed to take him out. So at the moment, it's just Bubbles and Puppet and Vindicator who are the who can really like have an impact. When on the Legion team, you've got the Behemoth, who's been doing well all game. Well, his GPM has slipped to just below 200 at 198, but like in that team fight afterwards, he's just landing these fantastic ultimates that are just completely turning around these team fights, despite them having a Vindicator. So it's just all of the players on the Legion team are contributing and doing a lot of work in team fights, whereas Andromeda and Magnus seem to just be doing a bit more of the job of just being warding and not having that much to contribute in team.
I think it's like Behemoth, like even with, like you said, even with that Vindicator aura and stuff, although we see a swap there on Roger Dodger, now he's just getting nailed there by 5 enemies. Unfortunate for him. He happened to eject and getting killed. But what was it? Oh, that's right. Behemoth, even though like he seems to be doing all right, like landing good ults and stuff against the aura from Vindicator, as we're going to see another Kong attempt here by the Hellborn team. But it seems like he's been doing all right. I don't think he needed to build that Shrunken Head really, and if he'd had spell shards now, I mean, just think of it, like, you know, the damage he's doing already is quite phenomenal. Why not build spell shards? It would have been just so much more painful for the Hellborn team. You know, just build himself like a one-hit wonder, just get in there, unleash hell, and then let your team clean up. But apparently, you know, I don't know, they want to do over this, so that's what they're going to do. Should be noted that Lock Shadow is doing 700 damage crits. He has picked up a Slayer, and he is opting to pick up the Token of Life this time. So it looks like they are going to give it to Puppet Master this time round. Just going back to Vindicator, he has picked up a Ring Mail. I think he is going for Barbed Armor. That is my guess. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, that'd be a good pickup. Like I was saying before, how he's just a totem that can silence around him. So just trying to keep the other team from attacking him, and that's why he doesn't have to have a token this time, because he's picked up his Shrunken Head. And if he gets that Barbed Armor, he'll just be able to. Yeah, I think that's a really smart pickup actually. Good work by Doom Driver.
So Magnus has finished level 1 spell shards, of course, though he hasn't been doing very much with his ult, really. You know, his ult and stuns haven't really been having a huge effect during fights, unlike Behemoth has just really been ruining shit with his ult. But at the moment, Bubbles just farming away in the bottom lane. He has finished his Hex, so that is going to be quite an annoying thing for the Legion to face up against, although they have managed to pick up several Shrunken Heads that will help them out. But these Shrunken Heads are wearing down, in fact. Classes is down to 7, Chicaneries is down to 7 as well, so that is gradually ticking down. Behemoth has just finished his, in fact. He's still up on all 10 charges, so his is lasts quite a long while, but of course he really only wants that. Well, I'm guessing he only wants it against the aura. We haven't confirmed whether or not it affects magic immune units. Probably need to test later, although I swear to God it does, but I've sworn to God before and I've been wrong. But Invisible Andromeda scouting out this Flint Beastwood here. Could see a gank coming down him. These 3 guys up top seem to be rotating, although I don't think they're going to be there in time at all. Class now just rotating into the jungle, just getting his farm on a little bit more, and his teammates are very close by, just doing some team neutraling or something. Andromeda continuing to scout Class out here, and the Hellborn team not deciding they don't want to go into there. They've got no vision in that jungle, so really good idea. They don't want to go into there blind. It will be quite dangerous for them to do so. Just trying to check how much time. She's got 10 seconds left on that invisibility, so she is going to have to back out. She did just walk past a Ward of Revelation, so lucky that nobody else was standing around there. But it looks like the Hellborn team are going for a push here at the moment. Just watching him stack up. Magnus getting into position away from the fight, just trying to get stuck in. I'm guessing he's also trying to stay away from those rockets. They could really mess him up. Screw over his ultimate, screw over his blink. There's another ult. Comes out on Puppet Master, who should be noted, he has picked up a Savage Mace, so, ooh, hitting for 340 damage base. That is, ouchie. That's going to hurt a lot if he can just keep himself alive and keep attacking. He does have the token too now, so he is going to be definitely, this team fight is going to be quite tricky for the Legion to win. Even if they do land an awesome ult from Behemoth, Puppet Master is going to be quite difficult to deal with. He has got a Symbol of Rage and the token, so definitely very difficult to get rid of. Nice ward there from Nosh, just trying to scout out behind the tower, just trying to check where the Legion guys are. It looks like the Hellborn are going to go for another push, going to try and push this top tower. And really, I think this is why the Legion team are hanging back and conceding towers. They don't want to fight when they can see this Puppet Master so farmed up with a token. Also, speaking of farmed up, Flint Beastwood has also picked up a Slayer, and I'm guessing he's also going to pick up a Savage Mace as well. I'm sure definitely heard quite a bit, and the Hellborn team also again stacking up, getting ready to go again, I guess. To Magnus just getting in position, trying to set up a good ult, though it's a little bit far away to land a good ult there. And again, Flint Beastwood just.
Wow, Papa does double damage.
Indeed, nobody wants to get anywhere near that. That is looking quite dangerous, and Puppet Master just going to stand there and just bash stuff easy as he pleases. Magnus hanging back again, just getting rid, sitting in those trees, getting ready to set up an ult. This is quite a problem for the Legion team. For Endzone, they can't do anything. With this Puppet Master, with this token, with this double damage, what are they going to do? They can't do anything. You know, Roger Dodger now just trying to hurt him, but even if they take him down, you know, if they take him down, he's got this token now, the Hellborn team are just going to... No, they're not. They're just going to sit there. What a waste.
Okay.
What a waste.
Okay, that was cool. Someone DC'd maybe? I don't know. What?
They just called vote to pause, so maybe something. Maybe you're right. Maybe something
yeah.
I don't know. I thought
that was interesting.
They've wasted Chipper's ult.
Just as you were talking about how hard he was to kill, he just gets trashed because his team is just Skype call. Cool. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know why. Don't know what happened there.
I mean, he didn't even shroud or anything. Like just to try and avoid all that crap. Just Chipper rockets, just, oh, it's okay, I'll just take them and sit in Soul Blades. No worries. I like being hurt. Maybe he's, I don't know, Mash, I can't pronounce that word. I'm not even going to bother trying. But just while we're paused, let's have a look at some items. Andromeda has picked up Tablet of Command, definitely a useful item versus Chipper, just allowing her to get teammates out of that ult. As finally, here we go. Alright, we're about to get back into the action, but Puppet Master has rezzed and he has hit his Shroud, but Magnus ulting during that and landing on top of Witch Slayer and doing no damage thanks to focus buffers. That's quite unfortunate for him. Roger Dodger getting Hex there, Bubbles taking cover, the Puzzle Box has come out, Behemoth ulting. Oh, Magnus, Bubbles and Andromeda getting torn to shreds by that. And definitely the Hellborn team in a fair bit of trouble here now. Puppet Master being silenced by the Hellflower, although trying to do a bit of damage. And this is definitely quite useful, that Hellflower, because it stops, although, as we say that, the action is still going. Behemoth almost getting taken out by Magnus, getting hit by a Lava Surge as he tried to blink in after him. But that Hellflower, definitely a great buy versus Puppet Master, because when they're fighting him, like, one of the biggest problems is when you're fighting Puppet Master with that Symbol of Rage, he can instantly just get a whole ton of HP back just by triggering a Symbol of Rage. But with the Hellflower, because it perplexes as well, it shuts down his ability to heal. So he can think, okay, I can do this, and then just bam, a Luna can silence him, and then, he can no longer win this fight. In that 5 seconds, he can get taken down, just focus down. So I think that Hellflower is going to be quite useful for the Legion team in taking out this Puppet Master, and really, Endzone have turned this around. That was definitely a game changer there with that misplaced fight. Just that Skype call, quite unfortunate. Although, of course, we saw in the first match, we saw Endzone getting screwed over by the most mistimed disconnections from Roger Dodger. They're going in to stop the enemy team from Congoring, and then Pebbles DCs, and they just have to give them a free Congor. So definitely both teams dealing with crap this semi-final series. But it looks like Endzone are back in control of this match. They are 4,000 gold, 4,000 experience ahead, and 1,300 gold ahead. They are not very much in the grand scheme of things, but they have been. They really did take control of that fight, and really they got rid of that token, which was a really big thing, and stopped that series of pushes. Although they did lose 2 towers in the process, didn't they, Fives?
Yeah, but that's fine. 52 minutes in, it's okay if you don't have all your towers. What I really want to point out is the choice of Roger Dodger to get Puzzle Box. It's just, in that team fight before, after Magnus had his ulti done, and the fantastic focus buffer, may I mention, on Witch Slayer that pretty much prevented all of Magnus's damage, the fact that Roger Dodger has his Puzzle Box out, you can see Magnus when he's in Viz, and it just throws him on anyone, throws him on Andromeda, throws him on Bubbles, and then all their mana's gone, and it's just such a powerful item, and it's really doing a lot of work.
Indeed. See, Class just pop his illusions before TPing away just to continue farming that lane.
KS for Life Skull.
Bit of clever work from Class areas. We do have KS for Life, a disconnect again, although fortunately for his team they weren't doing anything important at that moment. Just both teams looks like the Hellborn are going to try and push that bottom tower. Maybe they were going down there to gain Class. I'm not sure. And again, we are just going to have to talk some smack. So actually, speaking of money, Puppet Master sitting on 3,800 gold. I don't know. What is he saving up for? He's got
I
I don't know. What would you buy in his
don't know.
situation?
Could probably a demonic breastplate or a hex, but then they all have BKBs, as you pointed out before. The way the Puppet Master and Flint have built themselves is interesting, because I think like Flint is a harder carry at the moment because of the fact he has a wing bow and savage mace and shrunken head and Jona's bane. For a while I was thinking that it was a bad idea of Flint not to get Frostwolf, but the damage he's doing is just huge for a Flint Beastwood, and I think just Puppet Master isn't performing as well as they might have hoped because of the sloppy execution of the team fights. But yeah, Flint at the moment, I think they could even afford to, like before I was saying that the later it gets, the worse it gets for Endzone, but the way Flint's built himself compared to the way Puppet Master has is just set him up to have Flint as a harder carry as this game goes on. And as well as that, Aluna, who has 4.5k, I don't know what she's going to buy next. She'll probably buy a Frostwolf next, actually, and then I think Flint and Aluna will be more than enough to take down Vindicator and Puppet Master in terms of who has the most sheer carry potential.
Well, of course, Frostwolf being useful when you need to, for a hard carry, when you need to slow someone down so you keep beating on them. But of course, I mean, they've got Behemoth, they've got Aluna with her Red Lightning stun, they've got Chipperl with his Tar Pit, they've got Witch Slayer. I mean, really, his team already has a ton of things to hold the enemy still for him, so he could afford just, pick up pure damage and just smash the crap out of people, because other people, he just says to his team, you hold him still, I'll punch him in the face. And
yeah,
like
but the thing about Frostwolf is it slows the attack speed as well.
It's good, yeah, as an anti-carry.
So that's good against ranged carries, yeah.
But of course, if your team is, shutting them down for you, you don't need to worry so much about it.
That's true. Yeah, but either way, the Aluna and Flint at the moment are looking pretty good to take on Vindicator and Puppet Master.
Well, yeah, like you said, you get the Frostwolf if you're trying to build as an anti-carry, but like you said, as he's building, like I said, just a full-on hard carry. He's just trying to be as do as much damage as possible. Just checking where is he going now? Looks like they're rolling bottom, although Hellborn team are a little split up at the moment. They're all over the show. Andromeda just into the Legion jungle all by herself. She's lucky there's nobody down there. She would be in a hell of a lot of trouble. Just rolling back up towards the mid now. But Witch Slayer still hasn't managed to finish that astrolabe that he's been working on for quite some time. He's sitting on how much, actually? Just trying to find him on the list. He is sitting on 153 gold, so he's got
135.
I think he's just been buying. He just lost another 100 gold, so he's just buying some more wards. But it looks like we might see. No, Legion team backing off. Not going to see a mid push. Okay, so both teams are back to farming, I guess. Looks like the Legion team want to steal some stacks, maybe. Oh, I think they're saying upgrade the courier. There we go. New courier, new flying courier.
Puppet Master got a post haste. In case you're wondering what he spent some of his money on, I don't know. Don't quite know why, but. Yeah, post haste on Puppet Master.
Post haste is something you buy early to help you farm.
Yeah.
And it's a bit late for that.
I don't know. I don't really buy it early, but like really late when the game's already won, or there's that clutch. I don't think it's an item that you buy for like any particular repeated use. Like there's something that has constant utility. I think it's one of those things that you just buy in like extreme cases where you just need a post haste to teleport around. But right now isn't really one, maybe especially when they're like just holding on to the game that they might lose. I would have gotten, I don't know, anything that could, any harder carry items, like, so, yeah, I don't know, I think he might need more damage or something. The thing is, he's already got pretty much all of his items that he needs to like carry like a hard carried puppet can, so I don't know what else he could get. Maybe he could get a Hellflower. That probably would be pretty logical for me if you got a Hellflower.
I suppose one utility is that he can push another lane while his other team pushes, but I mean, against a team like this that can strike so suddenly with Behemoth and just cause so much, like, with Behemoth they can just cause so much sudden damage, just turn a fight around, just you don't have the time to port in if your team gets jumped on, so I don't really think it was the best choice in this scenario to pick up so late into the game.
I think he could go for. I think he could or should go for his next item, either a Hellflower or a Charged Hammer, because he's lacking a little bit on the attack speed side compared to Flint. So yeah, I think he should probably get some attack speed next.
Probably a good idea, as we looks like there is a fair bit of ping on. I think TDA 101 wants to put a ward up there just by the obelisk so they can push up the mid. Just I don't know, but they're backing off again. So Endzone, we have seen them do this a few times. They slack off for a few minutes, just pull everything back, just rain it all in, and then just suddenly explode and hammer the enemy team and finish a game right there and then. But of course, this is going quite late. This is almost an hour-long match. So it is going to be interesting to see what they do. Chipper now, firing a ton of rockets at, but misses. Good swat from Andromeda. Behemoth ulting in there, destroying the enemy team. Magma's doing absolutely sweet bugger all during that fight. There are so many BKBs being activated there. Magma's going down. And then we saw Exclusively get dominated as well as Nosh also getting destroyed. Vindicator has picked up some levels in Sage's Law, but it really didn't do a whole lot. And he gets smashed there by an ult from Flint Beastwood, and they do get genocided quite easily. So definitely just that Behemoth just getting stuck in there with that ult and destroying the enemy team there. And really, Magma's just at this point so many shrunken heads. He doesn't sure he can hurt Chipper, but I mean between that many shrunken heads and the focus buff from Chipper, he really is having about zero effect on the game.
Yeah, and he's just then, I don't know if it was miscommunication or something. It was just like there wasn't anything there that they did good. That started off with Andromeda swapping for Flint, and then the Hex was wasted on him, on Flint, and then Flint just walked away. So, and Andro died, and then Behemoth got in very well at that choke point around the Ancients, the entry into the Hellbourne Ancients, which was a great play by KS for Life, who's been playing a fantastic Behemoth all game, may I say. But, yeah, and then, so they wasted their swap and their Hex on Flint, and then he didn't die, so he can just sit back, get his long range, and then just take your team out. So I understand what they're trying to do, like trying to take Andromeda down early and get the jump on them, but it just didn't work. So yeah, I'd say there's not much that Hellbourne can do right now to win this back, because there's going to be an easy melee racks at least on top for the Legion team.
Andromeda though getting on the swap off on I think it's a Flint Beastwood there. Magnus again ulting in and having not very much effect, kills Flint Beastwood, but who was already pretty much dead, and just revives himself with that token. Of course, nobody else going down. Magnus getting taken out in the process. We've got Puppet Master porting in, although it looks like he has to back out a little bit. Although, ouch, that looked painful for Witchslayer, taking a ton of damage. He's hit the BKB. Witchslayer going to go down here. Sage's all coming out. Behemoth getting hexed, but now hitting his BKB, and then fissuring Vindicator in return. Bubbles trying to take cover, but he's going to take a ton of damage here from Flint Beastwood, getting mowed down by those illusions, as well as Flint Beastwood himself. But definitely, like you said, very difficult for the Legion team, for the Hellbourne team to do anything here, although it looks like they're going to go one-on-one here. And the Hex coming out, who had the Hex on him there? Did,
Aluna. He teleported back in with his post-haste. Yeah, that's when he used post-haste. That's what I was talking about. That's when you use post-haste. Lock Shadow needed to get attack speed because he couldn't 1v1 Flint just then. It took him ages to kill that Witchslayer before. He had a lot of damage for 15 minutes ago, but for this game, for a 60-minute game where everyone's got their luxury items, then he needed to have something like a Thunderclaw or a Hellflower, and that's the game! 2-1 to Endzone, and that puts them against Frey in next week's Grand Finals for the $700 cash prize for first and $300 cash prize for second. That's Cybergamer Pro League, sponsored by S2. It's a good game, this is really good.
It was indeed an excellent game. My name has been Triumph Man. Joining me in the studio has been my guest caster, Fives, the HoN Gossip Master. You've been watching another Net Game Radio HoNcast, and catch us next week for the Cybergamer Grand Final Gamers.